Hello! Last
Welcome,
one for
everybody!
the day.
Last
All
one.
of you that have stuck it out with us, we really appreciate you. It has been a day full of lots and lots of information. I mean, I've learned quite a few things, and that just tickles me pink because I love learning new things. But
Me too.
so, and now Nikki is going to tell us some fantastic Google extensions, some of which I had never heard about, and I just think you're going to love them. So
They passed the Heather test. I was like, Heather, have you heard of these? I wanted to make sure that a few Heather had never heard of, because then I'm like, good. If she hadn't heard of it, few of you haven't heard of it. And
so I was like, ooh, I like that one.
I think you guys are going to like them. Some are completely pointless, but great. And then some are super useful. To follow along, you can do this bit.ly. It is going to be posted shortly in the chat. So it is bit.ly / the GE is capitalized for G extensions. That way you can access this on your own. So we're going to get started. And this is a Slides Mania presentation. I love her work. I do. And she makes them look so good that I'm like, why put in work when it's already there? So here are the 12 that we're going to go over. We're going to take a look each one, and then I will kind of show you a little bit how they work. So the first one, you'll notice that my cursor here, my little mouse, is aqua. It's pretty. So custom cursor is this extension allows the user to change the mouse pointer to different colors, shapes, or even cartoon characters, and you can upload your own. So when you search for it, this is what it's going to look like. And whenever you click on it, these are just some different options. Now, Ninja Turtles, because I have kids who wanted me to use a Ninja Turtle one, I totally dislike that. But here I am clicking it. You can see that I have all kinds of choices here. I do really kind of like the paper airplane. Click more cursors and you get lots more. Look, Star Wars for you Star Wars people. SpongeBob. There's so many dolphins. I mean, they are cute. It's definitely a rabbit hole that you can go down and have a lot of fun with.
Hey, quick question for you. Did you know that you can change the size of the cursor?
No.
I forgot to tell you that. Okay, go click on up in your taskbar where your cursor options are. Click on the custom cursor little thingamabobber.
Okay,
because
like this.
That.
Okay.
Click on the settings gear. Okay, maybe not the settings gear, maybe the other one. Okay, never mind. Go back. Click on the other thing. Click on and get it. Click on the other thing. Click on the one to the left. Ooh. Drag it.
Ooh, look at that, y'all. It's so big. I'm keeping it.
I'm just thinking, when you give presentations, it's so nice for it to be large, especially if you've got people sitting in a room and they're looking at a smaller screen for you to be able to see what's going on. So sorry, I had to interject. I was like, I just remembered that you could do that.
I'm so glad you did. I'm like Hulk smash with this thing. Okay, this is awesome. All right, see guys, we learn along with you. I love it. So custom cursor for Chrome, impress your kids, whatever you do in presentations. If you have different colors, sometimes it helps things stand out. So it's very useful in class. It's so big. Okay. Next is the color pick eyedropper. It looks like this up here. So for us, we are always creating flyers. We're doing stuff on Canva for schools. And Canva actually has the opportunity for you to create, custom build your own school colors, like a little marketing chunk of colors. And sometimes it's hard to find that exact color. I have tried many times to match school board blue, and it's so hard. So what you can do is you click on the color pick eyedropper, and then you drag on the screen. So if you had the logo pulled up, you can drag it over to the logo, and it will tell you exactly what color that is. And then it gives you the RGB, so like the red, green, blue, whatever, those numbers, and it gives you the hex code, which is this number up here, which most of your color things use. So you can match the colors exactly, getting that hex code. So that one is super duper helpful. And again, it just looks like this little rainbow target up here at the top. And to get out of it, you click the little X. Okay. You guys, most of you guys know about Bitmoji, but we've actually had a few people in the last training that we did for Teacher Leader Summit last week ask questions about it. And I was like, okay, so step one, to get a Bitmoji, you have to download the app to your phone. That's step number one. Then you can design your Bitmoji and make it all cutesy pootsy and match your hair and everything like that. Step two is to add the extension. And when you do, it looks like this up here. It's got a little Bitmoji. And when you click on it, the first time, it's going to ask you to log in. You log in using the same login that you used with your phone. And then you can search Bitmojis. And I put popular search poses down here, search terms. Pose is one you want the full body, but you don't always get the full body. So when you type in pose, you get all these full body options. And those are ones that people want a lot. You can also look up photo and get pretty much the same ones. These are more, you get some more photos, but you get these. Now, side note, sometimes Bitmojis are not exactly kid-friendly. So look at them on your own first, because sometimes you search for something and then the Bitmoji suggestions are not always appropriate. So keep that in mind. When you do circle, you get all these cute little circles. So that way you can fit it in your presentations or other things. To use them, you really just click and drag wherever you need, or you can right click and copy. And it will tell you, if you try to click on it, it'll tell you what to do. So that is Bitmoji. I love using Bitmojis. I think it's fun to use them as a presentation and then dress the same way that same day. People get such a kick out of it, and your students will give you a kick out of it as well. So dress the same as your Bitmoji. Just take one night. I get my clothes out the night before. I don't know about you guys, because my mornings are just... So I get my clothes out the night before, and I'm like, how am I going to wear my hair? And then you can kind of fix your Bitmoji to match. And if it's entertaining to no one but you, hey, it's still entertaining. So, whoops. So that is Bitmoji. Next one, Confetti Cannon. Boom! Completely useless. It does nothing but this. It throws confetti over the screen. But I'm sorry, I love it. And I use it all the time. It serves no real purpose other than to throw confetti. It is fun for when students get an answer correct. So when we're working with our students via Zoom, I hit that thing, good job, or even just hello. Sometimes you can use it sarcastically. It's great. It's free. It's called Confetti Cannon by Toby Smith. And then it looks like there's this little video. When you hover over it, it says fire, fire, like you're firing a cannon. Again, fun. No real purpose, but hey, we don't have to have purpose for everything. The next one, save to Google Drive. So this one is a really, really good one. So if you ever come across, and I have one pulled up. I'm going to play with it in just a minute. If you ever come across a PDF from the state like this and you want to save it. So here it is. I want to save it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this save to Google Drive. And whoop, there it says it is there. Cool. Close. So when I get into my Google Drive, I have it set up so that it saves automatically into this file labeled saved from Google Drive extension. So when I click it, boom, there it is. So to do this, it's super simple. First off, you install the extension. But then over here, you click on your puzzle piece, and that's where you see all the extensions that you have. So for next to the Save to Google Drive one, you click on those three dots, and then you go to Options. And here, Save to Folder, you can change the destination folder. So because otherwise it just kind of goes into your Google Drive, and to me, it makes it difficult to find. So I literally titled it Saved from Google Drive Extension. That way I can go to that folder and then move it wherever I need it to go. But I know that's only what's in that folder, and it's all going to be in the same place. So that one, save to Google Drive. And you can save websites. For instance, you see a website, you really like it. Oh, my kids would love this. Save it there, and it'll put that link in there. PDFs are great. Pictures are great. All kinds of stuff. It can go to that one file, and then you can figure out what you want to do with it. So that one is one I love. Here is a screenshot of how to do it so that you can do it a little bit later. Yes, Jessica, these are things that you need in your life, especially the confetti cannon. Just for that comment. Y'all, it's so great. Okay. All right, I'm done. All right, next is alpha text. Right? Okay, the Google Drive destination folder is total game changer. And you know how I found out about it? Somebody said, can't you save it from Google straight from printer? And I was like, you could. And then I found this, and then it led me to the rabbit hole. And then we changed. I mean, sometimes people just ask questions and it just sparks a whole new line of thinking and you learn things. And that to me is my favorite. So anytime you want to ask questions, ask them. All right, so next, alpha text. So this is for teachers and students. What you can do with alpha text is you can change the font size and height of text on a web page. And you can also hide media, which takes away like super distracting images or videos. So as a teacher, you can create 3 profiles. So let's say first hour, you've got someone who, you know, most of the kids in your class do better with a black backdrop white text. Save it as black/white. Okay. Second hour, you have a visually impaired student in there. So then you would change the size of the font so that it's bigger just for that hour. I am going to, let's see. Well, I mean, I guess I could come here. Let's try it on here. I don't know if this will work. So I am going to find it. Did I pass it up? Oh, I did pass it up. I was looking for the color green. All right. So here's font size. I want to be 20. Font, Arial. None of these are really working. So let me find a different one. Let me go to an unreliable source, Wikipedia. Don't ever do this in class because Wikipedia is not a reliable source. Okay, we're here on Wikipedia. Let's try again. Alpha text, size 20, height, set. Look at that. So it changed, the height changes the distance between the sentences. I can, let's do white. The background, no, let's make the background black, text, white, adjust colors, hide media. Okay, looks pretty awesome. So you can, your students can do this, you can do this. Clear all puts it right back to where it was. So click on options. And here's where you can go and you create profiles. So this one is really great. I know that I'm all about that immersive reader, but sometimes it doesn't work on everything. This one seems to work on most things. Let's see. I did click here and it didn't work, but I realized I did not push the set button. So we're going to give it a shot real quick and see. Yeah, there's no text on here, so it doesn't really work. But whenever you mess around with things like that, it's very beneficial for your students because then they can see a little better and they can kind of set it to whatever works for them. Let's go really big. Boom. Hide that media. Okay. Good stuff. And set. Okay. Change it again. Let's do beige background, brown. This sounds like it's going to be terrible, but hey, it's actually not. So there's beige and brown. So you've got a lot of different ones. This really is a game changer whenever you're teaching in front of the class or you're sharing your screen. This can really help. Okay. Next, Mote. Heather had mentioned it earlier, or maybe it was Amanda, or maybe both of you did. Mote is great because sometimes, if you're like me, sometimes things said are interpreted much differently than when they're typed. Think about, my husband sometimes types back okay, and I'm like, okay what? Okay good, okay bad, like okay sarcastic. I prefer to hear the voice. So for this with students, you can record and be like, hey, this intro paragraph is great. Make sure that your thesis statement says blah, 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 blah. And then you can do another one later on. Hey, great conclusion. I love that you tied things back to your intro paragraph. Make sure that you don't forget to mention blah, blah, blah. So just the voice, sometimes it's easier to say than type things out. They get to hear your voice, which makes things a little more personal. And it also helps them to understand the context behind what you're saying and not just trying to interpret context within just text. Also, you can add, once you add that Mote extension, Mote will now pop up on your Google Forms. So this is a question that I had. I am a parent, student, or educator. Mote, I can record myself asking those questions and reading the answers, so you get that human voice text read aloud stuff. So that one's a really good one as well. I do like Mote, especially with working with those virtual kids. And if they're turning stuff in Google Drive and you're grading, that is also super helpful and a time saver. Okay, PaintOnTab. You're going to like this one. Okay. This allows you to annotate on the web pages and scroll down while you're using it. So Microsoft Edge allows you to do that, but I just love Chrome. And I'm sorry, I just do. I find that it is great for presenting. I'm going to pull up the same. Oh, look, it's already here. Here is the K-12 planning resources page. So I'm going to click my color. Ooh, I like it. I'm going to change my size to 55. And then I'm going to say, all right, guys, this is where we are here. Once on this page, I want you to scroll down and click on this link. So you can annotate all over it. You can take screenshots. You can put in other stuff. You know, if my circle's not good enough for you, you can do prettier ones. It's whatever. You can also do text. And I love it. I like it because it's fluid and it works. There's several others that are out there. I've tried a bunch of them. I felt like this one worked the best. The tools worked the best. And I like that I can scroll and it's still there. That matters to me. When you hit refresh, it's all gone. So that is one thing that you have to keep in mind. You will have to PaintOnTab. It looks like this little, I think that's supposed to be a paint, whatever. But notice when I reopened it, all of it came back. So I didn't lose it. I just had to reopen that extension. So don't freak out whenever you do something. It's gone. It's still there. Just reopen that extension and it will be there. I know, Casey, I love that it stays when you scroll. That does not always happen. Love it. Yeah, so that is PaintOnTab. And it works on almost every single thing that I've tried it on. So it's been really good. Every now and then you'll get an error where it says it can't read the page. I can't remember. It might have been a video that I was trying to see if I can edit on. So it doesn't work with videos, but I really do like this one a lot. Okay. Next, ad block for YouTube. So we have tried all kinds of tricks. Put an underscore here, put a dash here. And it works for a short period of time. And then YouTube gets wise and flips it and switches it. This one does all the work for you. You turn that on, and whenever you pull up a YouTube video, there's no ads. It works every single time that I've tried it. And I don't click out of the extension. I just kind of click it and forget about it. So now even when I pull up any YouTube videos, they automatically get rid of the ads. I love that. And bonus tip, if you're creating content for YouTube, some of you have videoed yourself doing things for class. On that video part, if you check the box that said, yes, this video is for kids, it will also take out all the ads. So keep that in mind if you're creating content. Also, in case you are not able to use an extension for whatever reason, there is viewpure.com, which does the same thing, but it also allows you to start and stop the video at specific parts. So there's two options for you there. But ads are the devil. When you're looking up stuff for little kids, you get little kid ads. But when you're looking up stuff for high school students, for instance, I taught English 3 and we taught the Crucible. Well, I would show scenes from the Crucible, which can get kind of risque. So then some of the ads are kind of risque. And I'm like, thanks, YouTube. So this does all the tricks for that. Don't have to worry about it. You can feel a lot better pulling that stuff up. All right. Yes. Okay. I use the underscore pop-up as well. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And I don't know if that's just a user error on my part, but for a while I had no trouble with it. And then I just seem to struggle. So for there, you still get it within that YouTube and it blocks out all those ads. So for the next one, before I pull it up, I do want to open up a YouTube video. You see what I'm into. This was awfully personal. Okay, so I'm going to type in happy music, happy birthday. That works. Happy birthday song. All right. All right. Pulled it up. So the next one we're going to look at is called Turn Off the Lights. So before I click on it, I'm going to come over here, hit this light bulb, and what it's going to do is notice how it darkens everything on the outside. So you don't have to go full screen. It's just a quick boop, and it turns off all the white on the outside to make the video stand out just a little bit more. This one's super simple, not a whole lot to it other than it just darkens out the side, which if you don't have it in full screen or you have it other things going on, it's less distracting. Because if I'm a student, I'm looking at, ooh, the gingerbread man, ooh, Mr. Piggy's, like all of this stuff. Hit turn off the lights, and it's when I hit play, it's going to turn it off. So that one is turn off the lights. And this is some of the wit and wisdom videos. So all it does is darkens everything on the side of the videos. Not a big one, doesn't do a lot of things, does one thing, and it does it well. Okay, this one I like a lot, Duelist. If you are not lucky enough to have a second monitor, and I can tell you a second monitor changes the whole game for you. Now is the time when a lot of schools are surplusing. If you can, go see if you can drag one of those monitors out of surplus. I don't know if we're supposed to say stuff like that, but go drag one of those monitors out of surplus, hook it up, so then you can drag and move your screen around. Duelist is an extension that will allow you to split your screen easily without having to remember which buttons. So you can say, you know, Control, Shift, whatever. You can do all of that, sure. But this is so much easier and user-friendly, and there's nothing to remember. So it will also allow you to select the size of your screens. Make sure I've got some, make sure you know what's going to be on your screen when you share it. So I'm going to come up here. It looks like these little dots, but I'm going to come down here to show you as well. Duelist right here. Click on it and it's going to pop up and say, how do you want your screen? So I'm going to say, I want this one. And so that's what it did. It popped up my screens. This is a presentation I'm working on. Puts it in a little bitty section and then gives me a big one over here. And to get out of it, all you have to do is come hit that, you know, expansion. What is that one called? Restore. You can also do this in PowerPoint. So let's say you don't have a second monitor. In PowerPoint, you want to show your students something, but you also want to take roll or do whatever you need to do on your computer. You can hit that Control P and then select extend. So then it will make your projector like a second monitor and you can drag stuff over. So they only see what's on that screen and you still have your computer to do work with. It's just a fun little pro tip that we use all the time. So many of you are like, I will never go back to one monitor. It is true. Once you have a second monitor, it changes everything. So like I said, go look in your surplus piles and see what you can pull out, because it does make a big old difference. Okay. And the last one, because you know what? We all need a little zen in our life, is called Noisely. So this is great for student and classroom use. It allows for white noise options that you can mix yourself. So up here, I click on Noisely, and then I have these mixes that I've already made. But if you wanted to click settings, what it will do is it will open up the screen for you and the colors change. And then you can pick things like a rainstorm. And then you can build a mix. So here, random, blacks. You can add stuff to it. Save. We're going to call that one Birds in a storm. We're all birds in a storm, weren't we? Okay. So there you go. That's one I just created. It's a combo. These are super simple and easy. I don't know about you guys. I can't stand a quiet room. As a student, I was always nervous that my stomach was going to growl or something super embarrassing like that. So as a teacher, I was always cognizant of that. Air conditioners ran in my room nonstop. Kids froze. There's a better option. You can have this going in the background. It's not distracting. And it gives kids a little more comfort that their stomach's not going to make a noise and embarrass them to like crazy extents. Okay, and that is it. Those are my top 12. There's so many out there. Honestly, if you're looking for something, you can type in what you want and then add, Chrome extension afterwards, and you're going to get all kinds of suggestions. There's some that change your new tab. So I have one. It's a Calvin and Hobbes theme. Literally, again, no purpose other than I just really like Calvin and Hobbes. So it changes my Google theme for Calvin and Hobbes. Look up anything you like, and there's probably a theme for it. This is the very last one for today. Tomorrow, we pick back up at 8:30 in the morning with Miss Jessica Edwards and Be Fearless with Flipgrid. Flipgrid is awesome. If you have never used it, you're going to wanna. Then we've got Google Slides, using Google Slides for parent-guardian communication with moi. Classroom Screen with Miss Jolie. We've got accommodations in tech, digital choice boards in SPED, navigating Savvis. And then we had eCollect, which has been postponed. Heather, you want to explain a little bit why we've postponed that one?
Yeah. So if you've not heard about it yet, eCollect is a new thing that is going to be through PowerSchool. You've probably seen the advertisements or the social media posts about how those not teachers, but parents are going to be able to go in and actually do everything digitally as opposed to having to fill out 10,000 triplicate forms. Well, there is a section on the teacher side called eCollect that allows you to create your own forms. So think about, instead of having to send home a paper field trip form or a movie permission slip form, those sorts of things. So we're going to be able as teachers to build them within PowerSchool, send them to our students, and then the students can, parents can actually from their phone using their PowerSchool app, go in and grant that permission and digitally sign off on it.
I can't wait for that. As a parent and as a teacher, I can't wait for this.
So I'm excited about all of it. But unfortunately, the eCollect side is not quite ready to be shown yet. But don't worry, we will be giving out more information closer to the start of the school year. So we're just waiting for that platform to get going. They've been working really hard on getting the student information part done. So I'm okay that this has kind of been pushed back a little bit because I think that the most important thing is we don't all have to fill out 10 forms times however many kids we've got. So
amen to that.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much. I need to put up most of you already know to do your survey and attendance. Please do leave me some constructive criticism in there. And also, if you know of extensions that you love, throw them in that. Just under the what do you want to see improved or whatever, throw them in there. I would love to learn about them.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us. You enjoy your evening, enjoy your summertime, and we will see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Bye, guys.